Hey guys, Captain Alex Mason, and we are going to read Intel 12. This is from Rebirth Island, and wow, surprisingly, there's not really a lot to read. We got targets, locations of where most of the sleeper agents are, and no, Wisconsin's one of them. Right. And that's actually Rebirth Island in the RLC. It's part of Kazakhstan. Pictures, we got, oh my god, test subjects and everything. And the peeling of the skin, in case you guys didn't know what that was. Alright, date October 20th, 1967. To Richard Helms, DD/CIA. From Ryan Jackson, Chief Analyst. In conjunction with OSA/DI. Subject, identification of possible Soviet bioweapons testing facility. 1. I am transferring to the National Security Council a full operational analysis of mosaic images received from the DSNT Corona reconnaissance satellite system dated 13th of October 1965. Surveillance photos tab A show what can only be described as a military settlement on the Vazrozhdanya Island, translated to Rebirth Island, in the RLC between the regions of Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. 2. Geographical assessment tab B, based off location, recent human and historical records confirm a theoretically ideal site for the open-air testing of biological weapons. Its insular location, sparse vegetation, hot, dry climate, and sandy soil that reach temperatures upwards of 140 degrees protect the area from the transmission of weaponized pathogen outside the confines of the facility. In addition, surrounding deserts and its island local offer general security with its overall isolation. 3. Documents recovered from the occupation indicated Japanese biological weapons research in Manchuria on the part of the Imperial Army's Covert R&D Group, Unit 731, with the Soviets in control of that region following VJ Day. This research has since been acquired and implanted on the part of the Soviet Union. Assumptions based off of Khabarovsk war crimes trial. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Testimony from Unit Chief Major General Kawashima Kiyoshi, between the 25th to 31st of December 1949, tab D. 4. Recommend opening operational study of direct confirmation of proposed theories and, if need be, the subsequent sabotage of Rebirth Island facility via covert action. Ryan Jackson, Special Assistant ADDO/SAD. Now, 3. The documents on the Manchuria place. In case you guys didn't know, Shinonuma was located in Manchuria, which kind of explains a lot because they had a research group there too. And, I think I'm going to do a second one because this one was kind of short. So this would be probably 13. Yeah, Revelations. We're getting close to finishing this. Okay, we got picture of Mason, we got radios and everything. Alright, date, October 7th, 1962. To Colonel J.C. King, Chief WHD, Lieutenant General Marshall Carter, DD/CIA. From Ryan Jackson, Chief Analyst. Subject, intercepted number station broadcast originating from Cuba. Decryption attempts ongoing by DI cryptologist Dr. Ashley Aka, PhD. 1. On October 6th of 1962, a shortwave radio transmission originating from Havana was intercepted by air traffic controllers based out of Miami International Airport. The transmission was broadcasting at 4,577 kHz and interfering with tower-to-aircraft communications to such an extent that communication had to be moved to an alternate frequency. Transcript of controller comms can be found in tab A. The broadcast was picked up by an agency safehouse and blacked out, and subsequently recorded. Recording has been forwarded to your respective offices. 2. Recording is of a female voice. Age unknown. Reading a stream of S-class alphanumeric characters. Series begins with Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, also known as KGB, cryptographic one-time pad, which point to a one-time pad encryption technique. Dr. Eka's decryption team is currently at work analyzing the broadcast for non-random faults in the cryptography. Full sequence transmission enclosed in tab B. 3. Increase in broadcast frequency coincides with intelligence reports of the surreptitious construction of Soviet-made MRBM and IRBM bases in Cuba, which began in mid-September. Tab C. 4. The increase in broadcast in relation to the aforementioned reports of missile system construction indicates the potential for Soviet first strike initiative against the United States. 5. Recommended immediate deployment of U-2 photo reconnaissance plane to confirm point 3 above in conjunction with Dr. Eka's ongoing attempts at decryption of the S-class sequence. It's important to note that attempts to jam the number station transmission have been unsuccessful due to the finite number of agency jamming transmitters available at this time. Date March 2nd, 1970, to Richard Kane, from Ryan Jackson, Chief Analyst. Update: Alex Mason as a proverbial Manchurian candidate. Preliminary analysis based on the events surrounding SAD operative Alex Mason indicates that Mason was intended to be a key agent of the recently eradicated Soviet black operation known as Project Nova. We have learned that his mission targets were key command and control personnel within the Pentagon and the White House. This suggests a plan to cripple any coordinated U.S. response to the Soviet invasion that would follow the triggering of Project Nova and the release of Nova 6 gas. This is particularly disconcerting considering the face-to-face meeting that occurred in the Pentagon between former President John F. Kennedy and Alex Mason on November 10, 1963. Analysts suggest that the Soviets allowed Mason to escape Vorkuta and reinsert himself back into his life in the U.S. as a Soviet-controlled sleeper agent. However, the failure of the imprinting was a direct result of the machinations, I have no idea what that word is, of fellow Vorkuta inmate Viktor Reznov. Victor spelt wrong. As far as we can assess, Reznov inserted his own programming into Mason to enact a scheme of personal revenge on the men responsible for Reznov's imprisonment. Major General Nikita Dragovich, yeah, he's up here, Colonel Lev Kravchenko, and Dr. Friedrich Steiner. How Reznov was able to accomplish this feat is unknown. Full report will be presented for DD/CI review on March 9th, 1970. Now, this picture right here is actually dated from 1962 during the Cuban Missile Crisis. At least, that's what I think. I'm not 100% sure, but it does look familiar, like I've seen it before. We got a picture of the White House, the Pentagon, and then the numbers, and Mason. Alright, so I'm going to do redemption last. Let's see. This is 12. I'll come back to you guys later.